and gentlemen. Gentlemen and ladies. Ladies and gents. It's one of those mornings. We gotta give you guys some understanding. We've been talking about getting some act right with judicial officers, police officers, and other officials. Most of you won't have the stomach for it, and that's a shame. But especially for those of you who have people who are incarcerated. Ladies and gentlemen, let's say the offense happened so long ago. I want you to pay attention. There is no statute of limitations for violation of your secured rights. Go ahead, take a look at the Constitution and see if the Constitution has a statute of limitation on your right to petition for redress. The statute of limitation is a statute. Pay attention. It's not a law. Statute of limitations is something they created. Talking about, well, you didn't bring a complaint in time. That's not the problem. I asked them for their insurance information. I had a right to bring forth my claim. Whether or not it was a valid claim or not is not the question. Pay attention to what I just said, ladies and gentlemen. When you guys bring a claim, it has nothing to do with whether or not it's valid or not. It's all about your right to bring forth the claim. It's your right to petition for redress of grievance. First Amendment. I told you his name was Richard Fuller. He pulled me to the side. I'm inside a penal institution. I'm inside, pay attention, Supermax. Okay? Yeah, that's right. They put me in Supermax because that's how they play with me, y'all. I ain't done nothing that deserving in Supermax, but they say I'm a threat to the administration. I wonder why I'm a threat to the administration. What did I ever do to the administration? F the administration. They think they're all powerful, so let's take some of the power out of their wings. Okay? Let's take some of that power away from them. Ladies and gentlemen, enough complaints against the judge, they lose that bond. They don't get to sit as a judge anymore. Remember, they must be bonded in order to sit as a public official. They have to have a bond. So when you bring your claims against the bond, you don't have to win the lawsuit. You just have to document that you're filing a claim against that particular judicial officer. Doesn't matter if they're retired. Pay attention. They have to be insured, and there is no statute of limitations against your right to petition for redress. Now, wait, hold on. Take it away! Yeah! Sorry. Hey, there's just some songs that just do that to you. You know what I'm saying? And you just gotta sing it for this and sing it for that, but you gonna sing it. You know what I'm saying? Ladies and gentlemen, no public official is above the law. They're all insured. They must be bonded. 2 claims against a judge's bond, 2 claims against any official's bond. They have to go and get another company. Uh-oh, that's going to be difficult. And the insurance company, hey, pay attention. They don't care that it's a judicial official. They care about their insurance rating. Too many claims, and they don't keep that AAA rating or that triple B rating or that triple ABC rating. Y'all need to know how the game is played, ladies and gentlemen. I promise you this is a game changer. Wait, hold on. We're going to get back to you in a second. I promise we're going to get back to you in a second. You know how much I love you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is A, B, and C on getting some act right with these officials. I guarantee you this is a game changer. I guarantee you nothing will ever be the same. Hey, you want to get a judge to act right on the bench? You want to get them to sit up there and stop treating you like a punk and stop yelling at you and screaming at you and telling you how things are, acting like they're in control, acting like they're your superior? Ladies and gentlemen, in the United States, the government doesn't rule over the people. They are public servants. They're servants. They are not government. You guys are not understanding. They do not govern. In the United States, the people are the government. You don't believe me? Go back, read the preamble. Y'all can blame this on Schoolhouse Rock, and you can tell them they can blame it on Schoolhouse Rock because they told us about the preamble. We, the people of the United States, in order, well, it doesn't say of the United States, it says that at the end. We, the people, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty for ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. They were creating a contract, people, and they were setting the limits on public officials. It's all 10 amendments of the Bill of Rights. Those are all the limits. That's why you shall have the right to bear arms, and they could not interfere with that right. You have the right to protect yourself. That's what it was saying. It didn't give you the right to bear arms. It protected your right to bear arms. You don't have constitutional rights. You have constitutionally secured rights because the Constitution secured your rights so that they could not encroach upon those rights. But we're not concerned about that, ladies and gentlemen. We're concerned about the fact they got to be bonded. They want to talk about anything else in court? No, I'm not here to talk about all that. I'm only bringing a claim because they didn't give me the insurance information when they caused me injury, and they have to be insured. They're public officials. They have to be bonded. And if they're not bonded, then they have to so state on the record that they don't have a bond. And that means they're not suited for being on the bench. That means that they're not suited for wearing that badge. That means they're not suited for having that office as clerk of the court or deputy clerk. They have to be bonded. If they do not have insurance, they cannot hold office. Sorry, the state's not bonding them, then somebody violating the law. Ladies and gentlemen, because of your right to petition for redress or grievance, they have to be insured. That's so if they damage you, you can be compensated. It is the First Amendment, right to petition the government for redress of grievance. That is the requirement and root for them being bonded. His name was Richard Fuller. He pulled me to the side. He saw how much they... In Arizona, they put me in a level 3. I was supposed to be level 1, but they put me in a level 3 facility. Then they put me in a level 4 Supermax. I was in SMU 1, SMU 2. And I promise you, my job is when they mess with me, I rip them apart from the inside. I start teaching everybody and their grandmama what they need to know. To the point where they get so frustrated with me that they kick me out. I've been kicked out of 3 different prison facilities. Okay? Because they keep playing with me. I keep putting information out there helping people. Well, the first time, no, I did something wrong. And I deserved it. And I'm not joking right now. That's why I told them. But let's go forward. When they played games with me, I let it happen because, hey, I deserved it. That's what I told myself. But I don't deserve this no more. This last time, 2018, they did that because they didn't want me talking about no pandemic. How it was a plandemic. Now remember, everybody else is talking about it now. But go back and listen to 2017. I believe that video was June. I don't even know if it's still up because they keep taking my videos down. I don't care. I've done almost 16,000 videos, people. You don't believe me? I've almost done 30 videos just in January. So, of course, I've done since 2010, 16,000 videos. All right? Now, pay attention. It's just information. But Richard Fuller said to me, he said, I know you'll do something with this information. I got something I want to show you. And he pulled me to the side. Richard Fuller he literally was a rocket scientist. Okay, he did some things with taxes or whatever, and that's why he was in jail. He hadn't paid his taxes, and he was in jail for that. Richard Fuller, older gentleman, older Caucasian, white, whatever they want to call people who are lighter than me, gentlemen, pulled me to the side, and he did the paperwork and everything, and he did the talking to the court, and he was trying to teach me how to do a motion to the court. And he got very frustrated with me. He would tell me to write a motion. I would sit up there and write 15 pages worth of stuff, take my time, put the case law in, and he would literally look at it and tear it up, tell me to do it again. It was that Mr. Miyagi, you know what I'm saying? And I give Richard Fuller, who I believe is probably deceased now because that was almost 30 years ago. And he was in his 60s at the time. So I give Richard Fuller his credit, because Richard Fuller, and that's why I remember his name to this day, because he was 100% right. He showed me the right to petition for redress of grievance of the First Amendment. I didn't get it at first, so he made me look up everything, made me understand what redress was. That's why when I first started, I created the Legal Redress Commission, 1999. The Legal Redress Commission was created in 1999. I came up with the idea in 1998 when he first told me about it. How Richard Fuller knew that I would take that and run with it to this day, I don't know. But he saw it. He was a visionary. No, he was a prophet. Prophet. Look, he wasn't none of that. Richard Fuller was just a man who saw something that nobody else could see. He saw me from a distance. He heard me talking to people about the law. See, when I tell you guys, I didn't just start doing this on no stupid YouTube. I was doing this all throughout the 90s and the 80s. People were coming to me about law. When I say that I've been doing this junk for almost 40 years, I'm not joking. When I say that I've helped so many people get plea agreements reduced and sentences reduced and get out of jail and all of that stuff, I've been doing this for way too long. I'm not just some I'm not a YouTuber. Wasn't a YouTuber when I got started. I was already doing this stuff before all of that. YouTube, like many of you, I didn't wake up until last week, and when I woke up, I saw all of it like it was rainy day. Ladies and gentlemen, I didn't need YouTube. I already had the information. I got it in the 80s. I got it from those older cats. Many of them who are dead now because they were older. They would be in their 80s, 90 years old right now. Those were the guys I got my information from. They were the adults, the 40, 50-year-olds in the 80s. Okay? These were the people my father would go and hang around and talk to. I thought you said your father was a Jehovah's Witness. Yes, he was. But that didn't mean that he did not have associates for whom he had conversations with about this stuff. And I would sit and listen to them. And hey, what most of you don't know is Jehovah's Witnesses cover the law. What do you mean they cover the law? You guys don't know about Hayden Covington? I did a video on Hayden Covington. Go look up the name Hayden Covington. 38 Supreme Court wins. He was a Jehovah's Witness. Most of the cases won by Jehovah's Witnesses, which gives most people their freedoms in the United States to this day. Hayden Covington was the lead attorney. He's got the most wins before the United States Supreme Court than anyone else. He beats them by at least 15%. Thurgood Marshall, I think, had 27. He had 38. Or is it vice versa? 37, 28. Don't matter. No one's ever come close with the amount of victories before the Supreme Court by one group, by one attorney. Hayden Covington. Well, ladies and gentlemen, during the 80s, Jehovah's Witnesses were going over statutes, regulations, because the Bible has statutes, regulations. That's what the book of Leviticus is. And they would go over that. Now, they still go over it now too, but they were going over that stuff in depth. And by understanding the laws in scripture and seeing how man is trying to mimic those very same laws, why do you think they have statutes? Why do they think they have regulations? Why do you think they have ordinances? Why do you think they have 10 amendments and not 13? Remember, there were 13 amendments originally. Why do you think they settled on 10? Now, remember, there's 613 laws for the Jews in the Torah. 613. You guys need to pay attention. You need to pay attention. That's where all of their laws are coming from. That's why they have 10 amendments. You know what I mean? Bill of Rights. They call it the Bill of Rights. Ladies and gentlemen, the Constitution was 10 amendments, not 12, not 27. All of those other amendments weren't amended by the people. They did not follow the process like they were supposed to. There is a process for making laws, and it's not the legislative process. It is the constitutional process where the people tell Congress what they want enacted as a law. And their congressional members in each state, which are called representatives, they take what the people say and they go and they say here. And all of them get together and they put the will of the people on the table, and the most number of votes passes an amendment. It has to be 2/3 majority of the people in the country in order to change an amendment. So why was the 13th, 14th, 11th, 12th amendments all passed without that process? That was the original process from the very beginning. That's why there are 10 amendments, commandments, as opposed to, pay attention, 13. That was originally proposed by the people, not by Congress. There's no such thing as founding fathers. Go ahead, pay attention. There is no such thing as founding fathers. It was always the people who enacted the law. Don't take my word for it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, some of you guys are going to understand this. Some of you guys are not going to understand this. What you do need to understand, if you have somebody who's incarcerated, who was sentenced years ago and their rights were violated, the state has to have insurance. The county has to have insurance. The jail has to have insurance. If the jail is holding them and they are holding them after their rights were violated, that means they're liable. It's called conspiracy. It's called accomplices. Okay? All you have to do is bring the claim against their insurance. Go after the insurance people. They are all insured. Remember, the insurance is part of the First Amendment. Without the First Amendment, they would not be required to have insurance. They have to give you your right to petition for redress or grievance. They cannot take that away. Ain't that right? Y'all hear that? He just said it. All right, gotta go. On that note, arrivederci.